You know, and when Ronald Reagan inherited the upside-down world of Jimmy Carter, he rolled up his sleeves, he got to work, he led Congress, and we had the go-go 80s. What he did with the economy was derided by many people, including Republicans. George Herbert Walker Bush referred to it as voodoo economics in the Republican primary. So we had the go-go 80s, right? Ronald Reagan did lead Congress, and what people thought was dangerous, economically speaking, actually worked. I think this sounds pretty familiar. So what we have going on with President Trump right now is not at all dissimilar to what we had going on in the first 2 years of the Reagan tenure. He's looking to lead Congress to lower taxes. Now, people are making a lot of noise, but I'll tell you right now, a lot of these people don't have a clue what the hell they're talking about. You know, I'm no economic expert, but it seems to me the more people you have working, the more tax revenues you're going to get. If you have fewer tax dollars per person, but as a result, create an environment in which job growth happens, job creation, then you're going to get more people putting into the pot. So you're going to get more tax revenues. You know, and we can't have what we've been seeing for the last decade or so, where population growth is exceeding economic growth. We've had anemic growth. On ABC News this morning, you had this George Stephanopoulos, he asked, is it okay, somebody that represented the Treasury Department asking if it's okay that it's only 5%. And the man answered with, yeah, but you know, we're making up differences on the deduction side. And all that George Stephanopoulos could do is just keep pounding away at the 5% thing. But it's being offset on the deduction side. Loopholes are getting closed off. And by way of those deductions, you're going to see the rich really getting hit. And they're going to be putting more into the pot. You know, people like here over Fifth Avenue and Central Park West, and people who own luxury yachts are not going to be able to just write things off to the degree that they've been able to. It's essentially closing off loopholes, really. Do they want to buy the luxury yacht? They're not going to be able to write it off as a business expense, right? I'm entertaining business meetings here. Yet no, it's a luxury yacht for your personal use, and you may have an occasional business meeting on your little yacht. This makes it so that they can't do that. So to be pounding away over and over again about the percentages, as George Stephanopoulos on ABC did this morning, and the Treasury guys just saying, wait, deductibles, it's offset by deductibles. It's just stupid. If Barack Obama had done anything even remotely like this, which of course he was nowhere near able to think of things like this, that's why we've had such anemic growth. Stephanopoulos would have been praising it, I'm sure. Look, I think that I can hear one economic expert say one thing, and it makes perfect sense to me. Then I could hear another economic expert say another thing, the exact opposite thing, and it makes just as much sense to me sometimes. It's a cyclical thing. It's bigger than a president, the U.S. economy. What a president can do is lead Congress to raise or lower taxes. You could try to simplify the tax code as president, just simplify the tax code. For people to be running around like chickens with their heads chopped off over this budget that the Trump White House put out is really kind of ridiculous, since most of those people don't have a clue. This is a man who turned $1 million into billions. I think I'm going to trust him over some of these people running around deriding his economic approach. His tax plan, I think, is going to work. I think that 2 years from now, we're going to see America having come roaring back. I think we're going to come roaring back under President Trump's economic plan. By the way, this morning on ABC, I saw they were asking underneath, it said, how will this tax plan affect President Trump's finances, his personal finances? ABC is acting as if this is some sinister plot on the part of Donald Trump to get himself an extra $5 million. He's doing all this just to save himself a few $1,000,000 or something. Look, the guy's a billionaire. He's put everything on the line. President Trump is clearly in it for the right reasons, very clearly. People think he's in it for this, that, the other. He had plenty of power. He didn't jump into this for the sake of power. I'm sure he'd rather not be doing this. He had a much easier life than he does now. He's in it for the right reasons. He saw that this country was spiraling down the tubes and said, hey, I can fix that. I got to tell you, I don't really care so much what Donald Trump does with his money. I care what he does with mine and yours. Spend it frugally. Perspective is of utmost importance. At all times, keep the perspective.